Hi guys, something very special and very nice actually to do today. Signing with this pen, but now this time the CD. There's Anja with the list of the names of you about the CD.
Here is the list.
So there's a vinyl that did, and maybe we can show them the CD first, because it's actually really nice. It's us saying, but anyway, I'll take the camera off the tripod and then it's easier to come a little bit closer. So there's a black screen. Don't know why. Here it is. So you open it like this. So it's very similar to the disc. Well, let me just take this. The concept is of course exactly the same. I have to watch on my telephone over here, because one way or another the screen is black on my camera, so yeah.
Over.
And then there's the booklet. Originally it was planned to have the booklet here, but it's over here, it's nice as well. So that's just a detail. So there it is. Same text and photos as in the vinyl disc. Photos are actually very nice. A little bit more photos actually, but basically it's the same concept. We are very happy, aren't we?
We are very happy.
Okay. So, and now we're going to sign all of this. By the way, the kids are in the house. You see all the mess here? It's authentic sound mess and it's family mess. It's Saturday now, national holiday here in Belgium. But we are working, of course. By the way, nice book here. Bernard Marx, reading that.
Okay.
But that's not for this video, I guess. I have to work, I have to sign. That's actually not work.
I need 2 more vinyl disc numbers, so 52 and 54.
Okay.
But I give you the names. And this is the list, but I'm not going to show this. But
here is a list.
But not really.
No. And we are happy actually.
Yes. And so he bought 2, but you have to have 2 different names. And he bought 3, and you have to sign them all the same name.
Okay.
And that's the mail by the first. So it's for his teacher, who's teaching him clavichord and.
Nice.
So
yeah, we have to open all the discs, all the CDs, and then we are going to insert them in a new sleeve, plastic sleeve.
Just like this.
So you will get it. Packaging is also nice. Maybe you can show that. And this, by the way, I'm signing that. It's just accidentally that this piece of wood is lying here. Do you know what this is?
Something from the piano, I guess.
It's a piece not really from the piano.
No, it's not cut out of the piano.
This was the original, original from the new piano, of course, back of the piano, and for one reason or another, I think it was not good enough for yours. So he said, here, take it as a souvenir. And
now it's a sounding board.
That's the cuff from it. It sounds very nice. The whole piano is made almost from soundboard wood. It's amazingly beautiful. You have to listen. You hear all kinds of frequencies. Very important if you make instruments. I've learned that you actually learn to listen to the wood, and certainly for a soundboard, but actually also for the supporting beams. And certainly for an instrument like a clavichord or an LD pianoforte, where the wood construction is actually in total helping develop the sound. So every part has its frequency.
Okay.
No escape from working, but it's actually not. So we have to open this. Look how nice it is if you have next here all the Beethoven CDs next to each other, or the vinyl. Maybe we can show. That's actually the plan. We have multiple vinyl discs. In your bookshelf or CD rack, it will show. as a unity, actually.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. So while I'm preparing, just mentioning as well, because this video is going to be on Wednesday, I will have been practicing the Pachelbel on Monday live. You don't know that yet?
No.
No, Chopin has been recorded, but that's for later. But the 5th of August, we will be in Brugge on the Musica Antiqua Festival there, playing the Pachelbel hexachord complete on Sunday. On Sunday,
okay.
the 5th. At 11 o'clock in the center of the city, in the Belfort, where the exhibition is for the instrument builders. And there is a beautiful room. It's a little bit noisy because it's in the middle of the city with horses. It's actually quite original. I mean, authentic, I would say.
Yes.
And there we will play the hexachord complete. We will bring vinyl discs and the CDs. So if you want to have one and have me sign it, and we can meet, would be nice. We will be in Brugge until the 7th. Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I will give a short lecture performance on Mozart alla Turca. So introducing also kind of tempo related stuff. But the Mozart alla Turca, I'm going to bring that story on the channel as well. Because there is a lot to say. That's for Tuesday, 7th of August at 2 o'clock, same location. And in between, we just are at Joris Potvlieger's stand there. He has an exhibition thing there with an instrument, and we will be around. If you happen to be in Brugge, it would be very nice to say hello to you. Okay,
now we are going to sign.
Yeah, fine. I have to first try one.
Yes.
So, no Montblanc pen. I read in the comments last time that if you have a pen from Montblanc, there is actually no excuse not to use that.
First on this side?
Yeah, and...
Or at this...
Which one is ours?
This one.
Okay, I will dedicate that to you.
Okay.
We have to try if this pen works on... Originally, we planned to sign the booklet, but since the booklet now is here, we have the space here. Are you going to sign that upper left-hand corner? Or the... Might be best here now.
Yes. To me?
Yeah. To, what's your name? To Anja.
Don't make a mistake.
No.
Spiet, kijk eens, papa is een cd aan het tekenen voor mij. Ziet je het? Oh, met 3 hartjes. 3 kisses.
3 kusjes, 3 kisses. It's okay. Let me see.
Maybe you have to wait a little bit to be sure.
No.
Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome. It's your payment for everything you do. This CD.
His CD, my CD. I get it for free.
Well, it still might be an option to do it here. Because here you have the concept of the design, which is a little bit...
Yeah, there are long names on it.
Shall I just try it here?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but that's not enough space. See that name or those names? You don't get it on there. Well, if you want to sign...
I'm getting old. I have to take off my glasses to see it from close. Yeah, okay.
It disappears a little bit.
Yeah, it's not very even with this pen, so you might have to change this. This, of course, is no problem.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe we should do it on the booklet.
You don't have enough space there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and on the first page it's not possible. So this page...
Yeah, it looks nice actually.
Ja, het trekt mooi weg, hè?
Mm-hmm.
Nu is het niet meer zo zwart.
I think if I write slowly, a little bit slower, then you get, the result will be beautiful. Well, it kind of shades of gray and black, because the ink is not drying evenly. It's cardboard, it's not paper. So, yeah, let's do that there. I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. Okay, let's try it. I can just open them and write the names.
Yes, that's the following up numbers. Then we have to just what you didn't get are the last ones.
It feels good.
Start with on the other side, because now you have to see. So that's 11.
Oh, they're in order.
Yes.
Okay.
That was easy this time.
Yeah, so you have to open them.
And Sophie put all the names on it, you see?
Numbers.
Numbers. 1 to 25.
We gaan een mesje goed pakken. Oké, een mesje pakken en dan zullen we dat opensnijden.
Een breekmesje. Of een gewoon mesje.
Isn't that nice? By the way, while we are waiting here for something to cut, let me show you what's on my table here, because it's not so much, but I mean, maybe it's some things are interesting. So this is the book of Adolf Bernhard Marx. It's not a communist, by the way. Anleitung zum Vortrag Beethovensche Klavierwerk. I'm reading that old style, so making notes in the notebook, because this is a book published end of the 60s, 1860s, but 1863 at the end of his life. Marx was a true contemporary of Karl Czerny, Moscheles, so you could say that generation that witnessed the change in performance, virtuosendom, virtuosic style as he describes that. And he is actually was a very influential, see if the sound is on, yeah, very influential writer on music in the Allgemeine Musikalische Zeitung, not in Vienna or in Leipzig, but in Berlin, and kind of thought-provocative pieces, but Beethoven liked them very much. So he had a professional career still in the time where Beethoven was alive, and he took that tradition. He has written several books, and what he writes on Beethoven is very important. It goes back in history, so really, really nice to read. We make an episode on that. What's next here is, I don't know why it's here, but that's the Wegwijzer voor duo en trio spelzaak van Nootmes. And this actually is a book, so that's a roadmap for duo and trio playing for organ. All compositions by Jacques. And in fact, this was the book that we started with in Amsterdam. So if you see this note here, so this was the introduction. I literally read with Jacques my first lesson, Nicolai Kirche in Amsterdam.
I didn't know that.
You see, hand verplaatsen, move hand. So there's an exercise to have your hand not positioned like opened like this, but to reposition that. When you can do this in his way, then you have my technique.
Well, I just want to show because
the package, yeah.
This is the package, and here comes the name, and this is for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you note with the discount code. This is something I got this week, which is an international project in Esterhazy. You know, that's the place where Haydn worked. And there are, since long, plans to rebuild the opera house. It was a very famous opera house where Haydn obviously wrote operas for, and others as well. The plans and everything are still there. It's beautiful, actually. Yeah, you see it. I think this is a project that goes back for a while now. It's obviously not very easy to reconstruct an opera house with all the machineries and all the historical items that there were, lightning and everything. Obviously, with the single goal to create a place where people can come together and perform and study opera, as it was done at the time with the costumes of those days. This is the Book of Lawrence, working on that all the time. This is a book. Oh yeah, that's a book that I have to finish. I use that as a... What's that? It's from Evelyn, I think.
That's an old one.
That's an invitation for a party from my children. Pitch anything, which is important. You have sometimes 10 seconds to pitch something like tempo research and metronome numbers. And I'm not good in saying things very short in short time. So if I'm learning...
Did anyone notice this?
You were laughing.
Yes.
I got a nice surprise this week from England. This is a workbook for 18th century clavichord by Paul Simmons. Was sent to me by David Hitchin, who is the editor actually, who did the design. Beautiful. Paul Simmons is a great clavichord player, has done a lot of things for the clavichord. Here is something I was studying. Really interesting. Wow, it's all interesting here. This is the w.a.mozart edition for Beethoven. And I have several of those, but this is a Waldstein. Interestingly enough, he writes a lot of notes down, and I always read them fantasizing that I have a masterclass by Van Bülow or another historical musician who writes something on performance practice. And that gives this little trick that I always have. Reading things is like listening to a lecture. With this Waldstein, we can make several episodes on that. Metronome numbers, very close to Czerny and Moschles. It's really interesting. Hans Bülow what's this? Oh, this is the copy of the 6th partita, which is impossible to page turn myself, so I made copies. This is the Bach Czerny Ausgabe edition. So completely adapted to the piano of those days, but with metronomizations and adding of Italian tempo words, which for a long time we rejected as being, of course, it's not an urtext, but as I see it, this is Czerny teaching us how they saw it in their time. And his work is rooted really in the 18th century. Clavier Sonata, I'm going to redo the Pachelbel number, I don't know. It's the A minor sonata. It's on my channel. It's one of the earliest recordings. Pachelbel 310. But I'm going to redo that, not so much for the first movement, for the second one, but certainly also for the third one, which is a presto in 2/4, but surprisingly not too fast like many prestos and prestissimus are, as we feel it not fast, but if you understand the pulse or the division of the tact or the bar, with an emphasis here on the 8th note, then it's rather presto. I was playing this last week's Schule der Geläufigkeit. This is actually a first edition, first print. It was edited and or published in 4 books. Opus 299, Czerny. And this is, I think, the score 1839. It's not that all the secrets, quote unquote, are revealed in those scores, but it gives you a connection with those people of those days to play from those scores. And that's a score I don't have to make fingerings in. So if I have a first edition or a really interesting or important, or let's say in a first print, I will not write my fingerings in. However, I already have here a score which is probably 1840, 50, I don't know. This is an interesting piece, Variations and Fugue by Beethoven. It's on a theme that he used also for the Third Symphony. Here I made fingerings. Rather difficult variations. I didn't know the piece with a large fugue at the end. It works great on the clavichord. I finished it almost, but I didn't find the time to record that. So that will be on my pianoforte, which is coming end of August, definitely. Then there are some toys from the kids, and there is a Bach book. I will show you that. 2 things here. And then I start signing.
Yes.
This is...
Don't forget we have a Patreon call also.
Yeah, 5 o'clock we have a Patreon call, Saturday now. If you want to join future hangouts with us on Patreon, go to in the description and visit our Patreon page. This is Bach's Organworks. That's how when I was very young, I started in age 11 something. Yeah, age 10, 11. Rather late in fact. I made quite a fast progress. So I was playing Organworks and my father wanted to have these Bach works really in. So it's just a bit writer, but I had them bound. And I'm happy with that because it's indestructible. This is the Orgelbuchlein. So this book was on the desks of Alkmaar, Big Organ, Waalse Kerk, Müller Organ, Haarlem. So, or it will come back. And this is the last book here on it, and then I had to start signing. And there is still a pencil here. This is the Geschichte des Klavierspiels. So, history of keyboard playing from Weissmann. And Mr. Weissmann, he writes on a lot of composers that with a lot of details, and he writes on the clavichord. I will bring this episode. 1863, simply writing that the keyboard music for Bach is written for clavichord. So it was a tradition. And you have several of those books. Bring that on the channel. So many things. So much to bring. And only so much time. So, ready? Because
I'm ready. Those are the first. So this is 11. Oh,
that's 13.
You managed to get them.
I just take the first one, and that's number 13. So clean my pianoforte wood desk.
This is enough.
Thank you. So anyway, we'll continue signing. There are still some discs.
Yes.
Spare discs to buy, so don't hesitate. Go in the description box, you will find the link to the Pachelbel Boat vinyl disc, which is still our flagship, of course. And the CD, as well as the FLAC recordings. Of course, digital is a world we live in as well. And not only you will receive that beautiful disc, but support the things we are doing. Thanks for watching and see you soon again. Bye.
Bye.